Hi, today I'd like to talk about a very important process or the first step of a very important process as a business owner that you will probably or should face. And I'm talking here about product innovation. Innovation is absolutely key in becoming a market leader or even sustaining your growth, keeping your customers, or being overall successful. Without innovation, you're unable to keep up with the market needs, customer needs that are always changing. So you won't be able to be the best you can be. That being said, innovation doesn't come to you overnight. Some of you may think, especially if you are fairly new entrepreneur, you may think, oh, this is such a great idea, let's do this. But really, innovation is much more complex, or really developing new product, whether it is a good or service, it is much more complex than just a great idea in the shower that you want to launch. Now, who am I? If you're new here and you haven't come across me before, I'm Dr. Anya. So why is innovation so important? Well, first of all, we are in the market that we're in the current situation where there is a very little differentiation between the products. That is a market of, or really a process of commoditization, where previously we always defined commodity as a good, raw material, really in agriculture or any other. That is a raw material, there's a little differentiation, and that raw material would then be changed in the process of production into a finished good, or ultimately a product, whether a good or a combination of good and service. That all sounds lovely, but nowadays, really, because of the commoditization, we are facing a situation where there is a very little differentiation between offerings. Okay, so let's think about a cell phone. There's really, or smartphone, there's not much difference, no matter what the brands want to claim, not much difference between offerings. So the same in the skincare business. Shampoo is a shampoo, although we all want to argue that, and I will argue that my shampoo may be better than your shampoo. And same with skincare products. But the reality is that overall, products are highly accessible to customers, and there is a very little differentiation between brands. So in order to stay competitive in this market, you have to innovate. There are different ways of innovating. You can innovate entirely. You can create a product that's brand new to the world, right? That is the ultimate innovation. That a product that nobody has ever been exposed to is the best type of innovation that we all strive to reach, because it is very new and exciting to everybody. You can have innovations that are brand new to your company, right, to your own organizations. And these are fairly frequent innovations. So for me, my fairly recent innovation was were shampoo bars and shampoo and conditioners, and those I've been innovating for about a year, and I finally reached a point where I was able to launch them, and they're doing great now. But we know that shampoo bars have been around before, and which is very good because they're saving us plastic bottles. We don't have to use plastics. But that's nothing new. I did not come up with a product that is brand new to the world, but it was brand new to my business. My next innovation would be anti-aging product line that can be layered to meet skin needs. Now, this is also technically not an innovation that is brand new to the world, but it is brand new to me. I will be including combination of product that may have not been, or raw materials that may have not been combined before. But as a general idea, it is fairly it is not a new innovation to the world, but new to me. Another type of innovation may be innovation related to process, improvement of process, which is very important because a lot of times improvement of processes allow you to increase your efficiency and lower your cost. And that's very important. Another type of innovation is a modification to existing products, which a lot of times allow us to stay competitive with the existing product without having need to come up with a new one, extending the life of existing product. Then you can have an extension to your product line and so on. But these are some of the major innovations that you can encounter or you can try to launch, right? That being said, like I said earlier before, innovation is not about waking up and coming up with an idea that you are ready to launch the next day, or an idea in the shower that sounded super awesome while you were in the shower, but then maybe it's not so awesome in reality. How do you know that? Well, there is a process that you really have to follow from idea generation or identification all the way to launch. And I will be covering those as we progress, not all in one video because that would be way too much. But the first step to idea generation is the idea identification. Ideas can be identified through a variety of steps. And I have a here cheat sheet to make sure I don't miss anything. You can identify ideas thanks to the input from your ongoing marketing planning, which, by the way, brings me to the point that you do have to have marketing planning, but that is a topic for another video. Then you can have special opportunity audits of relevant markets. Perhaps you're digging deeper into a particular market, and that allows you to identify new opportunity. Audits of resources, that's another special audit. Maybe you have some resources that are underutilized that will allow you to innovate. And finally, a very important one is an input from ongoing corporate planning, which again takes me, or business, your own organization planning, which takes me back to the need of organizational planning, which again, this is something else that needs to be covered in a separate video. All right, so when it comes to underutilized resources, let's think of those like, for example, let me think, perhaps technology, right? You are underutilizing technology that you have, or financial product, maybe you're not marketing it well enough and market. These are some of the underutilized resources, and that will give you an opportunity to identify some of your opportunities, right, for new product. Next, exploiting some new resources. Well, there are some discoveries. We find out new things all the time. There's research. Then as an entrepreneur or business owner, you should be following research within your area, because the discoveries will help you stay on top and being the market leader, because right there and there, when there's a new discovery, you're able to sort of jump on it and see an opportunity for new product development. That's right. All right, acquisitions and diversify markets will also give you an opportunity for new product development. For me, I am going to look into a vegan community, hopefully try to serve them. Are they underserved? No, there aren't, but I feel like I can, thanks to my research, serve them better in various areas. All right, another way to identify opportunity is respond to external mandates, which include quality studies, customer needs, which is very important for me. Customer needs are a huge feedback or huge area of new product generation. I have a very responsive customer base. There's always eager to share their needs, and I'm always glad to listen and innovate to meet those needs. One of those new innovations that I will be launching will be a eye cream that will help you prepare for your day, because many of us drink a lot of coffee, we have summer tension, get puffy eyes, and nobody wants to get out the door like that. So I've innovated a product that will beautify that area of your face. So another one, competitive threat, is a very big area for or a pressure to innovate, because none of us are a monopoly, thank goodness. This is something that is frowned upon. So we do have competition. Competition serves a purpose because it forces us to do better and innovate. We do want that. Which brings me to one point that not many people always kind of keep in mind, that it is important to keep track of your competition. I don't mean to play dirty when it comes to competition, but I mean to actually see what your competition is doing to ensure that you're not falling behind. Should you copy competition? Absolutely not. You want to differentiate yourself from competition, but in order to differentiate yourself from competition, you need to know what competition is doing. So study on competition on top of studying your customer. Finally, another area that helps you to seek or improve your product innovation activity is through response to internal mandate. If you have employees and management, this is where you would be looking for. Now, if you're an individual who has their own business or own business without any employees, then you really have to look into yourself, which is much harder than studying an entire organizational structure. All right, so when it comes to internal resources or underutilized resources or exploiting new resources, you really have to evaluate them and define them very carefully in order to be able to respond to that, right? That requires some scrutiny. Many organizations are able to do that on their own, but I always recommend hiring somebody external, a consultant, because it's very hard to look into your own resources if you haven't seen a potential for innovation before. Now, if you're able to be critical, go right ahead and try it. But if you don't see any, I would reach out to a consultant that may help you spot those areas for improvement and innovation. When it comes to customers and your competition, which I mentioned earlier, it's good to study them very carefully. You want to seek the opportunities, but at the same time, you want to validate the threat. Is the competition maybe developing something similar? How will you develop something that is better? And will you be able to accelerate to launch your new innovation in order to beat your competition? Now, if you want to accelerate to launch, one thing that you should consider, particularly in every area really of business, but in my area of skincare, you really should not be skipping any steps when it comes to testing your products, how your customers may be responding to a product, or skin, hair, body will be responding to a product, stability testing, any sort of testing that you may be doing. This is something you should not be skipping on, even if you're trying to accelerate to launch to beat your competition. So proper testing is always critical. If you skip any steps, you may be that company whose cell phone is blowing up on the airplane and you don't want to be there, right? Or in my area, you don't want to cause any irritations or adverse effects. Or you don't want your cream to separate. So finally, you want to validate your product innovation. You want to validate role for product innovation. What is your role? Should you be doing this or not? Anyways, this is just a brief overview in terms of where you can look in for innovation, how you can identify the opportunities. I know there was a lot of things, a little bit all over the place, so I will review this really briefly. There are three major areas where you can try to innovate, and that is input from ongoing marketing planning, special opportunity audits, which may include relevant markets or audits of resources, and then inputs from ongoing corporate planning or your organizational planning, which, whether you're entrepreneur or an owner, individual owner, or if you have multiple employees or you have an entire organizational structure, you really should be engaging in ongoing corporate planning. Without it, it'll be very hard to plan for innovation, because you need to, like I told you before, plan for innovation, take particular steps from innovation identification, opportunity identification, all the way to launch. Why? Because majority of innovations fail. That is the sad reality. The top 25 businesses, 25% of businesses, have about 82% success rate. The rest, the bottom 75%, have about 50% success rate. Majority of ideas never make it to launch. Because of that, you have to take really careful steps in identifying the opportunity and then scrutinizing the opportunity, and then making sure you have the right resources and capabilities to develop the idea for a product that you had in your identifying opportunity step. How do you do this? I will cover that in the next session. And I hope you will review this one, because I know there's a lot of information. I hope you find it useful. If not, please let me know how I can serve you better in comments below. Feel free to subscribe. If you want to have access to more videos, I will certainly appreciate it. And again, if you have any questions, I'll gladly respond to them. Just give me some time to respond, because I can get pretty busy with my own business, teaching, in my own research, and my little set of twins that are now 3 years old. Anyways, I hope you have a good day. You start thinking about how to innovate and where to spot opportunity for innovation, and I'll see you next time. Bye.